How's it going, guys? So, today, interesting video topic. I did one on this a while ago about kind of bulking and stuff and how to do that. My hair is probably really messy right now, but hey, you know what? I don't care. And since I'm gonna go into a bulk, I'm gonna kind of tell you how to do it because it's lean bulking, so it's a bit different from traditional bulking where people are kind of, just kind of shoving whatever they want and being like, wow, I'm gonna gain so much muscle doing that, when realistically you're not, right? You're probably gonna get really overweight, really fat, kind of like I did. So I got bulked to the point where I was like 20% body fat, and I've gotten to a point where now I'm about 11. So 11%, and dude, I can't tell you how excited I am to bulk up. I love eating and I love doing this stuff, but you still have to keep it healthy in order to bulk properly. So what I'm going to kind of go through is my game plan and how you can kind of do this as a game plan. So all this stuff in this video is like going to be completely free because I'm going to make it like budget. Since I'm a broke college dropout, I'm going to show you kind of how I do it, right? So first, you got to start with your calorie maintenance. What's your maintenance? What are you doing? What is, if you just got done with a cut, use like a calorie calculator and see what you're doing. Or for a week, you could just eat whatever, whenever you want. And then you can kind of track what you eat through that. Those are good ways of calculating your maintenance. And once you have that calculated, you don't want to immediately go into like a 500 calorie bulk because then your body's going to think, oh, I have all this extra food. And it thinks more about survivability rather than, being built like CBum. It wants to build fat and make sure you can survive. That's what your body does. That's why especially if you're starting from a cut, right, like how I am, I'm not going to go straight into a bulk. I'm going to go to my maintenance for about a week, kind of sit, get comfortable there, and then bulk up to about, we'll see 180, 185 and kind of see where I'm at and see how the bulk is looking. But after about a week of maintenance, then go on like 100 to 200 calorie surplus if you want to play it really safe, and then build from there, right? So for me, my maintenance is probably around 2,700. 2,750 is my close guess. So I'm probably going to do a 2,850, 2,850 calories total for my bulk, right? And you don't want to mess up the macros like most people do. You want to make sure you have a good balance of protein, carbs, and fats, right? So your fat, you want to be heavier, but you don't want to be a lot, like 100 grams of fat max, I would say. Like you don't need a bunch of fat. It's on your rest days where you want to transition your carbs and your fats. Carbs, 400 grams. Protein, 180. That's kind of what I'm sitting at. I might change up the protein a little bit, but I feel like 180 is going to suit me just fine for being at 175 pounds. It gives me lots of space to move. So why do I have each of those numbers for the lean bulk, right? So protein, obviously protein. You guys, everybody knows protein, but it doesn't hurt to explain it a bit more. Protein is what helps rebuild and grow muscle. You guys all know that. If you don't have protein, you can't maintain or keep muscle. So, yeah, it's kind of essential, right? Now, carbs are important energy for your muscles, for your workouts. They contribute a lot to the water in your body, right? Because for every gram of carbs in your muscles, it's about 3 grams of water. So, helps with the glycogen, helps restore everything. It's just, don't skip out. Don't skip out on it. You need carbs, unless I guess you want to go keto, but it's harder to gain mass. So I have about 300 to 400 grams of carbs because that's what suits me. Plenty of energy before a workout and plenty of energy after, right? So carbs are going to help rebuild, restore muscle without adding too much excess fat. And now onto my fat. My fat is going to be about 100 grams, 90 to 100. We're going to see how it kind of treats us at first. Fat is important because it helps a lot with testosterone. So you don't want to skip out on fats. Because if you don't have fats in your system, it just sucks, dude. Like your testosterone's going to get low. You're going to have hormonal imbalances. This can lead to affecting your mood and your drive and your energy. Like, carbs are like short-term energy is kind of how I feel with them. Like, I feel really good if I go into workout after I had a bunch of carbs, like oatmeal and stuff, or a banana. But fats is like my long-term health and mental health and like energy overall, right? So you need to keep both accounted for. You don't have too much fat because it's so easy, dude. If you live in America like me, it's so easy to just go crazy on fats because everything is fat. Like, I'm still going into this cut or this bulk. I'm gonna have like still fat free stuff because I hit my fat so easily. If I was to check right now, and it's 9 a.m. and I'm still I'm just kind of eating when I want to eat because I want to see where I'm at. I'm already at like 50 grams of fat, 52, right? And I got up at like 6:30 this morning. So protein 70 grams, carbs 150 grams, right? So I'm gonna play a little bit of catch up, get my protein up, get my carbs up, squeeze those up probably with some bananas, some fruits, and man, transitioning to fruits after you're just on a hard cut, so good. If any of you guys know what I mean, like, man, just tastes freaking amazing. But yeah, that's kind of the plan, and that's kind of how to lean bulk, because lean bulking is so like misrepresented, and nobody explains the science behind it. And this is kind of the science, right? So that little extra surplus, not too much, reduces fat gain, and builds muscle. But either way, when you guys bulk, you have to understand you're gonna gain a little bit of fat. It's guaranteed, right? I want to bulk up to maybe 15% body fat. I don't want to go up past that, but that's kind of what we're shooting for. But anyways, I hope you guys got something out of this. If you guys want some help kind of figuring out bulking, cutting, whatever, I do it all, book a call with me. If you kind of want to see where I'm at, check out my YouTube and then a little update. So anyways, hope you guys have a great day. Peace.